practice that we're going to do is based on both Sutra and Tantra. So the Buddha taught different levels of practice. He taught a foundation level, which is to do with the realization of selflessness. And then he taught the Mahayana, which was to do with a more altruistic approach and to do with your practice and benefiting of others. And bodhisattvas and things like this. And then he also taught the Vajrayana, which is known as the Vajrayana, the Tantrayana or Mantrayana. And this is practice orientated and how to apply the practices that bring about like a rapid transformation. These are formalized meditations like we're going to do a little of this evening. And they're called sadhana practice or ritual meditation. And if you watch these programs on Tibetan Buddhism, then all of the chanting and the drums and everything, they're practicing sadhana. So it's a way of using your imagination to transform your mind. Using thoughts to transform your mind. In many types of meditation, they say thoughts are a problem, but in the Vajrayana, you actually generate thoughts. So you've just generated a thought of you being Green Tara, who is a yedam. So yedam is a word. It's like it means it's yijidam tsikpa. So it's that which holds your mind's attention. So as soon as you imagine yourself to be in this form or have a feeling that you're in this form and can rest in this, that's it. That's Shinei practice. And then if you start looking at the form of the yedam, it's see-through, it's kind of formless, but at the same time there's a form to it, just like a thought that comes up in your mind. You see? But the problem is we think our thoughts are real. So whereas what we're doing is generating a thought that has the appearance of no substance. Okay? And that is to do with the actual nature of your mind itself. Okay? It's what they call empty, but it's an alive, kind of alert state of wakefulness and awareness of where all your thoughts come from, basically. Everything that you think comes from the source, which is your enlightened mind. You know, they all come from there, but they're all influenced by the layers on top. You understand? This is mind itself, you know. So sadhanas are divided into three main parts, the preliminaries. So the prayers that we did at the very beginning are the preliminaries. You know, you generate altruism, you commit to doing positive things. You see, when we talk about the commitments, not to steal, not to lie, not to kill, not to do this, that, and the next thing. I mean, there's loads of them actually, but I think I'm supposed to keep at least 265 of them, you know. It's kind of difficult when you can't remember what they are. Yeah. That's obviously why I'm not a holy man. Yeah. So there's another side to it, you see. Not to take life, preserve life. Not to lie, but to be as truthful as you can. You see? There's a flip side, you know. Not to take intoxicants that are going to harm you, you know, offer people what you know, for instance, to do with meditation and things to help them heal themselves. Did you see what I'm saying? Not to cause people harm through your sexual demands, you know. If you have a partner, then not to kind of ask them to do things they don't want to do or don't like, or so on. I mean, and not to take intoxicants, you know, but to offer people what you can that's going to help them, you know. So there's a flip side. So it's not all about don't do this and don't do that. It's about, well, actually there's another way of going about this, you know. I can help preserve life, you know. I can give a dog a home from the pound, you know. What's it called? The dog home. Battersea it used to be. I don't know if it's still. So that's the preliminaries, you know. And so you're engaging in the preliminaries with those actions, you know. These are the things that you're engaged in. And so when you like serve someone or whatever, or offer them something, or look after them, do you see what I'm saying? These are the preliminaries in action, you know. You know, when you're doing prayers and you're making offerings, for instance, it's all very practical. You know, it's about what you would do for a guest who came into your house, you know. Ask them to go and freshen up, give them a cup of tea, you know. Take a bunch of flowers, you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all very practical. It has to do with your everyday life. But what you're doing is you're formalizing all these actions, and you're what do you call that? Packaging them. They're packaged, ready-made kind of positivity. Do you understand? Like, so you read the prayer and it's all there. And if you can relate to it, you know, it's all there. And if you can understand that's daily life, it's all there. Do you see? So you're not doing something removed from daily life, far from it. Sitting doing this, you're engaging in daily life. You're engaging in the best way that you could be possibly thinking about it. It's shocking, you know, because you see all this stuff, and then there's all these gold things, and, you know, like the whole place is sort of filled with stuff, you know. But it's the stuff of life. And they're just representations of it and of your mental state, you know. Then you move on to the main body of the practice. The main body of the practice is where you actually, it's called the creation or development stage. And that's the most important stage. because you're practicing in a way that involves you less in your negative reactive patterns. So you're thinking a positive thought, like all of the jewelry on this being, this green Tara that you imagine yourself to be, they all mean something, you know. I can't remember. Before you ask, okay. I was going to put a thing in here with it all on it, but then I forgot, so. But, I mean, I can see it all. Do you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, they mean things like skillful means and wisdom, like doing skillful things and developing your wisdom, and to do with the four immeasurables and the prayer that you just recited. I'll put that in for next week. That's a bad boy. And then there's the completion stage. So there's the development stage where you're working with like your emotional sense of self, you know. And then there's what they call the completion stage, where you're working with mind itself, natural mind, the way the mind is, you know, not the way that we think it is. Just mind itself. And all of this is about dissolving your preconceptions, okay? It's all about that. Like we think that we are our thoughts, we are our emotions, we are our feelings, you know? And we continue to perpetuate this myth. It's not actually true, but we think it's true. And then there's the conclusion. So the conclusion is where you dedicate anything positive to the welfare of others. And that sort of seals the thing, you know. You start off by making a commitment to change yourself, and then through doing this, may you help others. And then at the very end, once you've gone through the processes, you dedicate anything of benefit to their well-being and health and happiness and any of the other positive kind of, you know, to heal them, for them to get well, you know, if they have mental problems, for them to sort that out. Do you understand? It's like it's big, you know, it's big. You have to kind of we have like a narrow way of thinking, you know. You have to big that up. You have to open up, you know, and see. And that's only the first page, you know, and there's about 400 of them, so